and so maybe it would just be helpful to everyone and nice if those people who brought guests would be kind enough to introduce their guests, and we would all say our names, except you won't remember anyway, but maybe you could introduce us to your guests.
The person who asked me to come is not here. Much to my regret, Ruth Schulman is in Albany with her family, and she would have stood up and said, "It's Franz Eigler, who you all know." And I would have said, "Hi, I'm so glad to be here." And I brought my mom, who drove from Brooklyn.
And
how old is she? And she's 94.
I have a guest, and this is my mom, Jerry, who's going to be 85 and who drove from Pittsburgh.
I begged my mother to come, but she wouldn't. 4 children, for work, for play, for rest, for harmony. 4 children signify the diversity in the world, the diplomacy that must exist in hearing all voices, the tolerance and accommodation of inclusion.
You must explain to this child that we observe Passover to remember what Aaron and I did for us when we were freed from slavery in Egypt.
To the 4 questions is in the Talmud, in the tractate on Pesach, and the Mishnah says they filled the 2nd cup of wine. At this stage, the son is supposed to question his father. If the son is unintelligent, his father instructs him to ask, "Why is this night different from all other nights?" And the text is interpreted in the Gemara as follows. If his son is intelligent, the son asks him, while if he is not intelligent, his wife asks him. But if not, he asks himself. And even 2 scholars who know the laws of Passover ask one another, which is already far afield from the Mishnah. This is what happens when tradition tries to explain itself to itself and keep going forward and onward. So it's all we have. So, one more time. When I read this, it raises questions for me. 4 questions, actually. First, why? Why must we ask when we know the answer? Why must we ask even when we are only with others who know the answer? Is it perhaps to remind us never to be embarrassed to ask a question? That's my first question. I answer a question with a question. The answer was embedded in the question. That's the way we do it. Second, it says that if the son is intelligent, the son asks him. Does this suggest that questioning is itself a sign of intelligence? That's the second question. Third, if the son is not intelligent, the wife asks him. Harder question. What does this suggest about a wife's relationship to her husband in rabbinic times? How do we deal with the question?
Be smarter.
Now. That's a third question. Fourth, it says if he has no wife, he talks to himself.
There you go.
Does this perhaps suggest that it's better to go through life with a mate?
Yes.
That's my 4th question. I'm sure you have 4. You have 4.
Well, I have 4 questions, and they're only the 4 questions of the moment. They're not particularly, profound or great questions, although you might find them so. They're just the 4 questions that occurred to me as I was thinking about what questions are worth asking. That was the assignment I gave myself. What questions are worth asking? So I came up with these 4. How can I accept what is, even as I'm committed to changing some of it? How can I figure out what to do next, or how to approach something? How can I make it better? And what can I do to address or deal with anything that gets in the way of acting? Thank you. On top of all these great questions, we'll go back to the traditional questions, and Eliana is going to read them.
Why is this night different from all other nights of the year? On all other nights, we eat bread or matzah. On this night, we eat only matzah. On all other nights, we eat a variety of vegetables. On this night, we must eat maror, a bitter vegetable. On all other nights, we are not required to dip a vegetable even once. On this night, we must dip twice. On all other nights, we eat sitting any way we like. On this night, we recline on pillows.
When I first started dancing ballet, I was excited to execute, as all male dancers are, the giant leaps and the turns. But my dance teacher emphasized the transition steps. He demonstrated how the proper transition steps set you up for the soaring leaps. Without dancing the right transition steps, you cannot take flight and make something truly special out of the choreography. Transitions can offer opportunities to change course, to prepare for the great things, and maybe even a chance to pause and breathe. So I try to look at each transition as a chance to improve and do better, and I imagine that is what the Jews wandering the desert were also doing.
My name is Ino Akiba. I am from Darfur. I know the word transition. I was a teacher in our village school until yesterday. They came and took the men and boys, and today they are coming to finish off all of the houses. They were too drunk yesterday to finish the job. Before the sun was in the sky today, I began to walk on this road. I took only my cooking pot so that we can make food, but it is a very heavy pot. They are riding by in their trucks, shooting in the air and laughing. Where is my daughter? Did they take her on the trucks? I have walked many hours on this road, and now the sun is in the middle of the sky, and it is very hot. I cannot carry my cooking pot any longer. I must leave it by the side of the road and pick up my little child. Yes, I know this word. I am in transition to nowhere.
What is the promised land that the Almighty drives us to it? A child runs by the ocean side, dashes barefoot into the surf, runs giggling to the mother. The grandmother hitches her pruning hook over a long branch. In the evening, the man under his fig tree and the man under his vine get together to discuss the next election. The wives join them, and nobody makes them afraid. Milk and honey, the desert blooms, spacious skies. The promised land really exists. It really doesn't. Are we there yet? Borders unspecified. We will know when we've arrived. Profusely fertile, agriculturally a heartland, good also for grazing, room for cities. Are we there yet? The land of opportunity, these